Well, that was a much better performance by the Toronto Raptors than yesterday, as they beat the Philadelphia 76ers 129-112. And this game, for the most part, was out of reach for the 76ers. The Raptors were outplaying them by a ton. But about halfway through the third quarter, things started to change. And about halfway through the fourth quarter, it was just getting too close. But then the Raptors fired in some daggers late in the game. Credits to Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard for doing their thing and being absolute studs. Kyle got back in form today, got his shot back, and he was a lot better. Now, Raptors, great first quarter. The offense flowing, the offense is going nuts. It was a great job. 35-26 after the first. Second quarter, pretty much the same thing. 32-25 in favor of the Raptors. The Raps are up 14 at the half. They're having some great times here early on. They scored, 67 points in the first half alone. Very good job in holding them to just a shade over 50. I think it was like 53, I think it is. Very good job by the Raptors overall, offensively and defensively. And turnovers, my goodness. The Raptors' defense today was impeccably on point, as well as the 76ers making some stupid passes and just really not looking good on the offensive floor in the first half. The Raptors take advantage. I think it was like 14 turnovers in the first half alone by the 76ers. Terrible job there. Raps up by a ton at the half. It's great. Raptors come out in the third quarter, and they come out red hot, and they start killing them. They're by 20-something, and we're like, this is fantastic. Late third quarter, I think Raptors scored 38 in that third quarter. I think they scored 105 after 3 quarters of play. What? I mean, what you saw there, guys, late in that quarter was the Raptors not getting the turnover, or sorry, the 76ers not turning over the ball, making their wide open shots, and they got back in the game. Made it, was it like a 15-point game or something? No, maybe it's like, it was under 20 by the bottom line. After 3 quarters of play. Now, usually that would be over, right? You're still up by 20, that's that. But the Raptors come out in the fourth the way they end the third. Sluggish, can make their shots, and at one point, 76ers get that lead down to 6. But like I said, the Raptors come out there and they do their job late in the game, pulling away. Raptors were still -2 in that fourth quarter. However, they win by 17 over the 76ers. That number is kind of skewed because it was kind of a really close game in that fourth quarter. The Raptors, again, like we said, against these good teams, it's what you do when teams make it close. You look at last year's Raptors team, would they have crumbled on that huge run given up by the Sixers? Maybe. Guys, I'm sorry. I love DeMar DeRozan. I love what he's doing over there in San Antonio. He's well-deserved. Pop loves him. That's great. Did you guys watch today's fourth quarter defense from Kawhi Leonard? I mean, come on. He had at least 2 of his 4 steals late in that fourth quarter. Clutch defense. There's a difference between clutch offense and clutch defense. Look, making a basket is what DeMar DeRozan is great at. We know that. Kawhi Leonard, not only did he make a big dagger 3 there late in the fourth quarter, and also had a little bit of celebration afterwards. He had some emotion in this game as well. Guys, I think he's liking it here. I mean, we have to say that because we have to be fired up and we have to be happy about it. But it's true. He looks like he's having a good time, and he's playing so well, and he's trusting all his teammates. Yeah, and the thing is, though, ISO ball, I'm okay with it. It's Kawhi Leonard. He'll do it. Guys, Kawhi ends up with 31 points, 7 boards, 4 dimes, 10 of 19 shooting, 9 of 10 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from 3. He also had 4 steals in the game and a +11 while he was on the floor. And I know people are going to ask me about my player of the game. I can't pick one. You could say Kawhi because of the points, the efficiency, and the good defense. But you could also say Pascal Siakam, 15 points, 15 rebounds, also a couple assists. He was, 6 of 8 shooting. He had 3 steals in the game as well. And he was a +24 while he was on the floor. So he was spectacular. Ibaka, 16 and 9 in 30 minutes of work, 7 of 12 shooting. He only took the 1-3. That's what I'm okay with. And he also had 2 steals and 3 blocks. And a +14 on the floor. He was great. After that ridiculously good performance, yesterday. He comes right back out here today and does a great job. And Kyle Lowry, after not being able to hit anything yesterday, he gets 20 points on 50% shooting. He also has 12 assists. His 5th double-double of the year. He also has 3 rebounds. He was, 3 of 7 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line. He had a steal and a couple big charges, plus 20 while he was on the floor. Danny Green, 10 points, 4 assists on 4 of 9 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3, 2 steals, plus 18 while he was on the floor. Guys, the starting unit was great in this game. Not only were they efficient offensively and making their shots, everybody in double figures. As we talked about in the last video, 3 guys were in double figures, and JV was the 3rd guy, and he only had 10 points. Raptors had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures in this one. And oh yeah, JV off the bench in 17 minutes, 23 points, 4 rebounds on 8 of 14 shooting, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 2 blocks as well. Efficient and beautiful from Jonas Valanciunas on the offensive floor in the game today. DeLon Wright, guys, a little bit of a better performance than his last game. Percentage-wise, not so much, but he had 7 points, 4 boards, couple dimes in 14 minutes, 3-9 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3. He had a steal as well, -9 while he was out there. Or is that Norman Powell? Nope, no, DeLon Wright. So he's still trying to get his feet wet. And guys, we got to remember, we still don't have OG Anunoby and Freddie VanVleet. And this team played like they did today. The bench, that was a huge problem in the last game against the Bucks. They were -17 against the Bucks. That is terrible. I don't know what the numbers were like today. If I'm not mistaken, we were plus. I'm pretty sure. You can credit all that to Jonas Valanciunas, though, with 23 off the bench. That's incredible. And that is where he will become lethal down the stretch. He did a great job today. You know what? As much as the end of the 3rd quarter and the first half of the 4th quarter were terrible, the rest of the game was spectacular. Let's run through some ridiculous numbers here. This is what I wanted to talk about right when I started seeing this game going the way it did. First off, the Raptors shoot 50% from the... See, this doesn't have... They thank you. I don't know why it does that. 52% from the field. They hold them to 41%. That is a recipe for a victory almost all the time. You shoot 41% from 3. You hold them to 35. So you get a better job. However, they knocked down 3 more threes because they chucked up 40. We only chucked up 27. I'm okay with that. You know, this team is making their baskets in other ways. 86% from the free throw line. 24 of 28. Efficient and gorgeous. Loving that. Rebounds, we were -3. The one problem, though, and it's kind of been a reoccurring theme, the offensive glass. And that is something that was a problem last season. And with losing DeRozan and Poeltl, you're not really going to, change too much about that. But the Raptors gave up 18 offensive boards. And let's see if they have it here. Second chance, that's 21 second chance points. Too much. That is way too many second chance points. That's the thing that's got to be cleaned up. Big reason of why they came back in this game is because of that. But the Raptors also get 30 assists. Big number. I mean, it does help when Kyle Lowry fires up 12. I mean, that's going to help. 13 steals. 13 steals! And 5 blocks. I don't know what that voice crack was, guys. And the way this defense was playing, 23 turnovers for the Philadelphia 76ers. Raptors had 16, so a little too high. It was kind of a sloppy game for the most part on that point. But this team worked it. They came out there on the second half of a back-to-back like Philly was and took it to them early and were able to hang on for dear life near the end and pick up the victory. Guys, when you hold Ben Simmons, he did get a double-double, 11 points, 8 boards on and 10 assists. But guys, when Covington is all their starters, actually every person on the floor that actually played for this team today was a minus player. But when you have Embiid as a -7, Ben Simmons -13, Covington -15, Saric -6, and Fultz started, he was a -5. When those are numbers that you see as a 76ers fan, that's not what you like to see. And on the flip side, as we talked about, Siakam +24, Leonard +11, Ibaka +14, Lowry +20, and Danny Green +18. Our starting unit beat the snot out of their starting unit for most of the game. And it shows in that stat right there. And the reason their minuses aren't so bad is because the Raptors started the fourth quarter with most of the bench out there against their starters, and they just had their way with them. So that's really what happened there. But guys, you know what? It's a victory. It wasn't a clean ending to the victory, that's for sure. But it's a win against a very good Philadelphia 76ers team. I don't care what anybody says. Joel Embiid, as much as he's a goofball out there, he's a good player. Ben Simmons, great player. JJ Redick, you cannot let him get hot. Because when he does not miss. That team is a good team over there. I just don't know how they're just not gelling right now. And then it'll take time. Guys, for them, it's only game 8 of the season. For us, it's only game 8 of the season. You can't start saying they're a garbage team because they're 4-4 after 8 games. They're a good team. They will find ways to get back into the groove of things. And they will be up near the top of the conference come season's end. That's just my opinion on that. Hey, anything can happen. But that's just my thought towards that. Next game for the Toronto Raptors, they have a few days off, and now they hit the road for a very, very long road trip. We're going to really quickly, guys, go through the games. We're not going to break them down, but we're just going to go through the schedule of what's to come here for the Toronto Raptors. First things first, you go to Phoenix to take on the Suns. 10 o'clock tip-off on Friday. Then you take on the Lakers in L.A. LeBron James against the Raptors in LA. 9:30 tip-off there on November 4th. Back-to-back, you head to Utah. That's going to be a tough one. 9 o'clock tip-off there. Then you take on the Sacramento Kings. 10 o'clock in Sacramento on the 7th of November before the Raptors come home to take on the New York Knicks on the 10th of November. That is the next home game for the Toronto Raptors. So, we're going to see the true colors of this team on the road. We know what they can do at home. They're perfect at home so far this year. But now you're going to hit the road on some tough road trip because the Suns have always given the Raptors tough. LeBron is LeBron James. Utah is a good team. And Sacramento, they've shown some fight early in this season. They beat Orlando today. They're 5-3. So they're showing some good senses this year. Some good play this year so far. So you can't take anybody lightly. You got to take it one game at a time, though. And with Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns playing, and DeAndre Ayton, actually, we're going to see the first overall pick, DeAndre, in Phoenix. Unless I don't think he's injured or anything. No, there he is. He's averaging 17.5 points a game, 10.3 boards, almost 4 assists. The guy's legit. But that's the next game for the Raptors. They have a couple days off before they take on the Suns at 10 o'clock. In Phoenix on Friday night. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this lengthy video. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of the game. Who's your MVP? Mine, the whole starting unit, and Jonas Valanciunas. They were incredible out there. All of them. Siakam, Kawhi, Serge Ibaka, Lowry, Danny Green defensively on JJ Redick in the first half. Incredible. And JV was just a beast on the offensive floor the entire game. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this game, this team. What were your thoughts towards this game? Anything this team can improve on? Offensive rebounds. And Evan and I will talk to you guys tomorrow afternoon, podcast edition. Links in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Well, it'll be nothing tomorrow night. Oh, you know what? I just figured this out live right on the episode here. Tomorrow night or afternoon, Jays edition. I was waiting to do this, and I think this is the perfect time to do so with no teams playing. Blue Jays season review and off-season preview video will be out tomorrow. That'll be the last one because now that the World Series is done, and the Jays have got their new coach, and the offseason is the only thing looking ahead for every team. That's what we look forward to. All right? So we'll do that tomorrow, guys, and we'll talk to you guys Leafs edition Thursday as they take on the Dallas Stars at Scotiabank Arena, looking to get back in the win column and play a much better game. They have to. Excuse me. They've had a couple days off when they play, and without Austin Matthews, got to find ways to win. It's not going to be easy. You still have John Tavares, for God's sakes. You got to find a way to beat a team like Dallas. They're still a good team that can score a lot of goals. You got to find a way to do a job against a good, high-flying offense in Dallas and get back in the victory column. That's really the main thing about that. And as for the Raptors, they look to add on to this beautiful victory here today against 76ers on Friday as they hit the road for a 4-game stretch as they head to Phoenix, Arizona, taking on the Suns. 10 o'clock tip-off, Friday, November 2nd. Raps look for their second straight victory and to start off this road trip on a good note. We'll talk to you guys then.